In this video, John and I talk kind of podcast style just about Destiny right now and how we still like it and many more other really good topics. We talk about the community and sentiment and Bungie and some other things. I think you're going to enjoy it. Just view this like a podcast, okay? It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. I love John. Thanks for being here. I am now recording. So yeah, you were mentioning...
Coming to you live from the end of times here.
Yes.
From the Pale Heart for a dual Destiny run.
Indeed. You may have heard that people who have 10,000 hours on Destiny are finally bored of it. Surprising that that's possible. No. Yeah, basically I've seen, yeah, you know, we're post final shape. The things are happening that people predicted would happen, which is that a lot of people would kind of mostly be done with Destiny, like, which you can't really blame people after 10 years of playing a game, essentially, of finishing its most main story plotline and deciding, you know, that was enough and they're moving on. I really don't think that the main problem is people like being, or like that the content in the game is not good. I think the content in the game is still very, very good. But the reality is, something that has changed in me over the recent years is just the fact that, like, I started playing some card games and just playing other video games too. And it turns out that we have limited time per day and per week, and, you know, especially being adults with responsibilities and stuff, you don't have unlimited time to just play everything. And already being somebody who's played this game for over 5,000 hours, pause point, I've got a Ascendant Plane and Sam Fisher for you. Yeah, Ascendant Plane to Sam Fisher. I
think I might have had a boo-boo there.
Oh, you're fine. No worries. Boo-boos are acceptable. Yeah, it's the double umbrella Sam Fisher. But over the years, like, I mean, I used to, like, play minimum, like, 2 hours of Destiny a day, every single day. Even work days, all of the days. And, you know, and it worked great. It was fun. And Destiny is also really the only game that my wife plays. So that's, I'm sure been some type of contributing factor of, like, yeah, like, I'm gonna play this game a bunch. That's, like, if my wife's gaming, that's what she's gonna play. Alright, I've got Guardian and Traveler. How fitting. Guardian and Traveler. And so, but over time, you know, like, you know, all the time back in the day, even when it wasn't double loot Nightfall weeks, we would still be playing like a bunch of Grandmasters every week. And this is like back when Grandmasters were actually hard and everything, you know? There was just like a lot of, you know, different stuff we hadn't played before, and we just played a bunch. But yeah, just nothing is infinite. So, I guess just over time, I learned, you know, after, like I said, I have over 5,000 hours just on Steam, that I don't need to have Destiny be the only game I'm trying to play. And that's what is unfortunate about the gaming landscape these days anyways too, is that every company is trying to make their game be the game that you play and nothing else. Like, you don't play other games. You play their game. That's all you've got time for. And I don't know. I just, not only do I just think that that is not really an ethical approach to designing things. I mean, it is unfortunately like business-wise, it makes the most sense. You're dead? Oh, you're done.
I'm good.
Oh,
I got
gotcha.
your
Oh,
call-outs.
gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm just finishing off this last guy here. All right, what are my callouts?
Darkness, Savathun, and Brain.
A darkness, Savathun brain. Wonderful. Savathun does have a darkness brain, maybe. Yeah, so I've been able to, over time, split my gaming time, split my free time, and have Destiny not be the only thing I've been doing with my free time. And I think that has probably helped me be able to still continue to massively enjoy the game and be able to, I don't know, like whenever all of the people online would be complaining about whatever content in Destiny, I feel like my opinion would always just be mostly the opposite of just like sure, but like, I don't know, like I think it's fine. And I mean, fine isn't necessarily an awesome goal to have. Usually, I mean, everybody strives for excellence and would like everything to be the best. Every new activity in Destiny to be the best activity they've ever played. But, I don't know. I still have fun with it. And the other thing too, I think that helps with me being okay with this, and this is like probably the opposite problem for a lot of the other people, is like, I came to terms with kind of like Destiny's loot problem, I feel like years ago. With like, if you're a veteran Destiny player, the power creep has been, and I mean, I think, you know, it's more apparent than ever, of course, but it's been a problem for years and years, where I've had the best guns in the game basically for a long time. When you're ready, I have acquired the 4 callouts for you.
And up top. Alright, what is it?
It's gonna be Traveler, Black Garden, Brain Tower. Traveler, Black Garden, Brain Tower. And so I realized, and the problem, it's funny because I have the ironic problem of my vault always being like 50 below max. But it really is because like my armor, my everything, like I have every awesome thing in the game, and any new thing that they make for the most part is like a fraction of a percent better, and usually not worth, whoopsie, usually not worth trying to go all in on it like before. And I think that also some of that, the gameplay time has been cut down because of weapon crafting and stuff too, which like I think is mostly fine, but I do think it has kind of killed some aspirational goals for the game, because like, I mean, Nightfall still have it where like if there's a really sweet Nightfall weapon you want, you know, you gotta play the Grandmasters, you gotta play the Nightfalls to try to get that weapon roll that you want. You don't get a pattern. But you know, before it used to be, you know, there'd be this obscure whatever gun in the Crucible or in the Vanguard playlist that you would want to get, you know, even just funnel webs in the
World drops.
in the Witch Queen, yeah, the world drop in the Witch Queen expansion. Like, it was like really cool trying to like get an awesome funnel web or whatever, but those aspirations don't exist anymore, because instead it's just do a small weekly checkbox thing and get all of your guns crafted, and like that is like a really cool quality of life thing, and it is an awesome time saver and like a bad luck deterrent and stuff, and you know, respects people's times. It's really good. But you know, that's a different problem, I guess, is
And I had to comment on that.
Yeah, go for it.
Remember the week where we were all, like, a few of us, I think is you, Harry, and myself, when the Aberrant Action sidearm came out and the new pulse rifle, and I posted in the Discord, like, within, I think, was, like, a day or something.
Like that evening, like 4 hours or something.
I had the patterns, and for all of us that were in that chat, that was met with, like, equal parts, like, confusion, and kind of, like, maybe even, like, an ounce of just, like, angst at how silly it is that you can acquire stuff like that and effectively
playing the game one time.
At that point.
Yeah. Like,
and that was just extreme RNG on my part for playing the seasonal battlefield thing we had, where I was just, when I was dunking those minerals at the end, I was getting red borders, like what felt like every other run I was doing. So it wasn't a significant amount of time, and I got all that stuff, and that was that.
Yeah. It's a very interesting loot situation, but yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I follow all of the famous Destiny content creators and even like in a wide spectrum of them too, not just the I'm dead, not just the tippity top, but like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are burned. The best I could describe it is, yeah, I guess burned out, and you know, it makes sense, but I don't know. I enjoy playing Destiny still, but it's because for years now I've already not even been playing it for a dozen hours a week anymore. Where one of the last times I was really playing it the most was Season of the Haunted, I think, and trying to get those opulent weapons in the Callus ship was really fun, and I loved playing that. It was really cool activities. And what was it, shortly after that was the Seraph one, and that was really cool too. But I just, gained some different interests. I decided to, I think also around that time I was cooling off on the being a Destiny content creator thing, because and this is like a little bit of another topic, but I don't want to tangent too much. Let me get some call outs here for us. 390 for me. So 257, I think, right? 257 are the missing ones. Yep. I basically, all of media, it's so annoying. It wants you to be about one thing, and that's it. It doesn't matter where it is. If you're trying to be a social media influencer of any regard, it's like how algorithms work is if you have more than a singular interest, trying to be anything is so significantly harder and works against you, because the algorithms look at what somebody is looking at, and it's like, oh, this person, they only watch Destiny stuff. They, then, they'll send your Destiny stuff to them. But and no shame to anybody, like if they want to, like what they like, they should like what they like. But it's just, I don't have interests. I don't have singular interests. My call is 348. Is yours really 257? That's crazy. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6, 9, 10.
6. Yep.
6, 9, 10. Cool. I love that we're having this conversation during this part too. This is, we can do it. I believe we've done it many times. I have a rocket, so it's not super effective against this guy pre-shoulder pop, but Yeah, which is basically like I was saying, I kind of gave up on being like a Destiny content creator because like while like I just couldn't find enough unique valuable content that I could make for people that like would be fun to make and I wanted to make. It just wasn't going to be a viable path because I enjoy other games. I enjoy other things, and I just couldn't be solely focused on making Destiny content because even when I did, I just couldn't find stuff that was high value enough on a regular basis to keep the channel going and growing. And all that to say that it's a little bit of a tangent, but it's relatable because there's these other Destiny creators who they did do that. They did do the challenging thing. Let me get you a call out here. It's 2510. And I feel really bad. Oh no, you chose 4. You chose 4, right?
Oh yeah, I did. I had a 4, 6, 4, 6, and then an 8, and you had a 2, 5, and 10.
3,
so that means
3,
maybe
7, 3, 7,
Thank you.
9, 3, 7, 9 is what it is. Yep, that's the code. There we go, and we're on our way. Yeah, I feel bad for these creators, especially some of the ones that like more recently went full-time and they've only been making Destiny content, and they're feeling this pressure of, because that's how YouTube works, that's how social media works, is like it's really hard to do variety content and succeed. The most likely thing is for people to do like a full transition and go all in onto something else, kind of like Mactix is doing with Warframe stuff. He's been just playing tons of Warframe. Now he's gonna try to break into that arena. The game. Oh, what? That's a platform. I didn't die? Yo, insane. And you know, I wish them all the best of luck in transitioning to wherever they're going and whatever they want to do, whatever they feel like they need to do. But that's also kind of why, like, if this is a video that gets posted on my Travi Dead channel, it is just why that channel is kind of laid dormant for a long time, is because I know what I've done the research. I know what it takes to be a content creator, and at least in the way that doesn't involve luck. And I've decided that I just don't care. And I can't do it. If I'm ever going to be some type of successful content creator, it's because RNG. Because I like too many things. It's not valuable to the algorithm. The algorithm will not reward it. I'm not going to make stuff that I don't want to make. And yeah, so I feel bad for the people who feel like they have to quit Destiny now because they did it as a job and they're burned out and they've exhausted all of the pieces of content that they can produce from it. But I still enjoy Destiny. I think it's insane. I think it's still like one of the best action experiences you can have in video games. I think part of one of the reasons, like, I was thinking of doing this in like this conversation, one of those chill seasonal activities, is because, man, that slidey warlock build is so chill and fun in that you just slide around and just have fun and explode everything. And yeah, it's a good time. The game is awesome. Prismatic is awesome. I know people have their criticisms of it making a lot of other things feel pointless, and the Titan class definitely needs some help in it. I agree with that. That makes sense. But like, the game is fun still. I think it's still fun. probably one piece of feedback that, this is another thing. This is a video idea that I thought of making one point. But like I said, I strayed away from the trying to focus on a particular type of content, but I think that Destiny could solve some of its loot problem and I think people just would have to get over it, is like they'd have to do something with armor and something with weapons to make seasonally acquiring them matter. And I know that like sunsetting is freaky to people, and I'm not necessarily saying that sunsetting actually is the solution, but I think that the game has been a seasonal game for a long time, but seasonally the loot acquisition doesn't matter, because I can just use the same insane stuff that I have been using forever that's already still basically the best stuff. And if Bungie wants me to not use it, then they have to power creep, and like power creep is also not a fun solution. All right, I've got symbols for you. Let me know when you're ready.
Hey, go ahead.
It's gonna be Sam Fisher drinks darkness. That's dangerous. He might have not seen the recent Alien movies.
I get that reference.
Yeah. I knew you would. Yeah. Sam Fisher drinks darkness.
The time of the chat where we ask people, how do you feel about never mind. I can't spoil Alien Romulus. Go see that movie if you haven't yet.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have to ask you later what your comment was that you were gonna make there. That's funny. But yeah, I think that they need to figure a way to make seasonal loot matter. I'm not actually a Path of Exile player, but I played it briefly and I've seen part of what their loot looks like, and I think that what they do for seasonal loot like really is really interesting, and I think that Bungie could try to figure out how to like make the artifact essentially lootable, make it loot that you actually have to get each season and not just a one-time experience gain and everything's unlocked. Instead, like things that like loot that you actually like slot in like permanently into armor pieces for that season. I don't know. Like they've tried a little bit with there being that like one perk on seasonal armor. Yeah. Another feedback thing that I actually thought of recently that I thought would be really, really cool, especially for me, because like my vault is so stacked and I just can't really get that much more stuff, is I think it'd be really cool if they could somehow, if you could take an armor set, like 5 pieces of armor, essentially like a build, and turn it into one item. Basically have some type of like a crafting method that turns a full build into a singular item. And so then whenever you want to use that build, it's just one item that you put on. And it's also only one item in your vault. I don't know. It sounds kind of fun. It's a super dream. I don't even know how viable that would be. But anyways, that's I don't know. John, what have you got for us? Let's open this this podcast style video up.
Well, you know me. Out of people in our clan, I'm probably still the biggest holdout of somebody who plays the game essentially daily for an hour to a couple hours. Time permitting, you know, obviously, as I'm balancing stuff with my wife, my dog, and work, you know.
Of course.
I work as a licensed mental health professional in a psychiatric hospital, so days are fun but incredibly difficult, and Destiny has long been a an outlet for me to disengage from some of the heaviness that I serve every day, at least serve a part in co-laboring with. So being a part of a clan of people who have played the game seasonally, but as time has gone on and we've all had our Avengers Endgame moment here, your symbols are going to be Ascendant Plane, Worm, and Witness.
Gotcha.
It's been equal parts sad and also deeply understandable to see people kind of like just walking away from the game slowly but surely. And I'm not a big fan of watching many Destiny 2 content creators. I'll kind of like dabble with people here and there, and I saw a clip from Astrocross where he's making that Marvel connection, where even for him, after watching Endgame, he kind of like stepped away from watching Marvel movies. And not that that's exactly what's happening here with Destiny. It's different medium, you know, different engagement than just seeing a movie for a few hours and heading home. But I could kind of see where he was coming from. Now that there is no discernible big threat, we've all completed what is a 10-year journey for most people. I did not play the entire breadth of the Destiny story. I stopped after like the first year and some change on PlayStation 4 due to like work and mental health reasons of my own. And I think that leads to like the larger talking point that I want to get to. I think for myself, and maybe speaking for people who deal with mental health struggles of their own, a game like Destiny is a very alluring thing because it can have a huge draw with the loot, the story, if you're into that, and just the overall excitement of playing this stuff with friends, getting the hit of dopamine from the weapons and things that you get, and upgrading those things and building up your own little Destiny bank account in your inventory with 5 stacks of enhancement cores and 30 golf balls, 30 long boys, you know, using terminology we joke about in our clan and calling these upgrade materials.
Mm-hmm.
But it does reach a point with all of it where it's kind of like, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? And as I challenge myself and patients at the hospital, how is this serving me right now? And ultimately, like, how am I navigating parts of my life in a healthy or maybe not healthy way by having myself sold out to this one game and this one experience, and using some of the, I guess, for some of the angles we use for recovery and substance abuse, and maybe Destiny being a band-aid metaphor here, going to the clock.
You're good.
When I use Destiny as a band-aid, maybe for parts of my life that I'm leaving not addressed, here's the numbers: 12, 1,
12.
There we go.
Easy.
Once something like this band-aid is removed and it's no longer the fun thing that used to be, it leaves you to examine parts of your life and maybe your hobby and entertainment that's been like severely neglected in some ways. 11, 5, 6, and 9.
9.
So I think the wake-up call that some people, knows folks, I'm not saying all or like most Destiny players, but maybe a certain sect of us, we're being faced with the reality that something, we have 2, 3, 8, and 10.
10.
This thing is no longer the stalwart beacon of consistency that used to be, and that's scary, that's sad. And I even told Travi, like, I found myself sitting at my computer, like, crying while playing the Crucible the other week, when all the news was breaking about Bungie, their employees, who, words defy what I could share here for how they've been mismanaged by the executives in that studio. And I'm not going to go there because enough has been said about it online. And
For sure.
I think that's the kind of stuff right there, Travi, that this game is consistent and fun enough for me that even with everything I just talked about from like a mental health angle, with some of this like now revealing itself not to be as consistent as it once was over the last 10 years, and now it's having to explore other games and other avenues for hobbies, and how sad that is in some ways, but this has been the thing that you've been doing.
Yeah.
I think what adds even more onto that for me is when you know something's been squandered, or there's missed opportunity for something that could have been more. And I know we haven't really gone deep into this with this chatter. This isn't why you wanted to do this video in the first place, but that's what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like I'm in a stage of grief over a video game. As petty or silly as that might sound to some of you, but when this video game has been a coping strategy for the death of loved ones, pets, and ongoing stress with the health of another parent, yeah, it really does feel kind of shitty.
Yeah.
That's the one swear word I'll use for not getting this demonetized on YouTube. This is a family-friendly video after all.
Yeah, for
Children,
sure.
sorry. It's sad when you're seeing an experience like this, knowing that it could very well come to an end if it's not managed well in the foreseeable future here. And if it does, it does. You know, I'll be sad about it. Life will carry on. I'm sure there's other things I will play and can go on with.
The friends will carry on.
Last forever. Yeah.
Yep, nothing lasts forever. It's true. Yeah, and
As
also
much as you
things
want
change.
to believe this can.
Yeah, and things change over time too, you know? I mean, literally just look at Destiny. Like, if you were a Destiny 1 gamer and you saw Prismatic and were told, like...
You'd have diarrhea of the pants.
yeah. You would lose your mind. You'd be like, this is what's gonna happen someday. You would be, yeah, it would be crazy. You know, yeah, things change. Things change. They don't last forever.
But I had a little aside here.
Yeah.
I think that's something it's important for anybody who stumbles across this video. It's not your job, even in the light of all these changes happening with this game, for you to go out of your way, whether it's online, in person with people. Please be mindful of your boundaries and the communication that you hold with others, where you're not yucking somebody else's yum. And it can get tiring, whether it's with video games, movies, you name it, where when you're expressing joy over something and somebody's immediate response is then to have a conversation with you about all the reasons why
you shouldn't be joyful.
Why you shouldn't like it. And I told my wife there's times where I wish I had a tattoo on my forehead that says, I'm allergic to your unsolicited opinion right now, or a critique on something, when this conversation wasn't meant to be about that. And that's not saying Destiny is above reproach or critique. This game is a litany of issues with it. We can all agree on that. But if you have people you see who are still having fun with it and who haven't burnt out, neon sign flashing over my head right now, some people just want to enjoy what's there. The people who are like lovingly still playing it and having fun, flaws and all. There's room to talk about this without taking a big dump on somebody else's enjoyment, and the people who love it not having to like get angry and nasty. And I don't know, you should be able to stick up for things that you like and advocate for people being less cruel and argumentative with the way they talk to each other. But this is a sensitive subject here that I don't have a tidy finish for, so I'm going to stop babbling about this and just say, love what you love. Life is genuinely too short and too miserable at times to make it your end goal on the internet to argue with everybody.
I really wish that I could commit to just making a actual podcast, because I love and I enjoy thoroughly conversations with you, John. You speak words well, and it's a pleasure hearing them come from you. And yeah, anyways, all these things to say, I can't imagine me and my wife like ever not playing Destiny. It really is for us such a good and fun game that probably until Bungie turns the servers off, like we're probably gonna play it forever. And it really doesn't matter too much like what Bungie does. I mean, they'd have to really mess it up for it to not work out for us. But they can slow down the pace that they bring content out. They can have very little updates, and we're still gonna be logging on probably about once a week, even in super low dry times, and we're gonna hop online for a couple hours with our friends, and we're gonna have fun when we can, and I'm excited for that. I enjoy that. And if that's all that it ends up being for me for the rest of the time, like I said, Bungie gave me 5,000 hours worth of friendship. And what was the line that I came up with the other day?
Had special effects on the screen or something.
A hilariously magnificent visual effects simulator or something. Like, it's a joy playing the game, and I don't have to have it be the only thing that I do with my free time. And man, it's really good. It's really good just being what it is. It doesn't have to be my life hobby. It had its time doing some of that, and sometimes there are flashes of it that return where it's like, oh yeah, this week I am playing 20 hours of Destiny minimum or whatever, But yeah, it's a fun game. I like it. I like it in its current state. 0 patches required for me to keep playing this game for the rest of my life. Yeah. That's it.
And I think the people who remain at Bungie right now, in wake of the layoffs, and who knows what's going on at the management, I think everybody there has to be pretty abundantly clear that their fan base is watching this game with a careful eye, to make sure that is being taken care of. And like, again, I have no doubt that the developers who remain there are passionate about making this a fun experience for all and delivering some sustainable level of content, even if it's not what we've known Destiny to be in years past. And maybe I'll conclude with this: like, as you are experiencing maybe smaller waves of content, or maybe these really cool narrative flash in the pans that they deliver, which who knows what Codename Frontiers will ultimately pan out to be, but that's what I'm hoping for, that honestly a new visual feast with that, with hopefully new player onboarding stuff and just a season of different stuff, combined with also, and this is a call I'll give, a call to action for any of the listeners here, like, examine what you're doing with your life, your free time, and the mindfulness intentionality of like connecting with people around you, and making sure that you're having a balance of what you're doing with folks on your Discord servers, the games that you're playing, but also balancing that when we're fortunate enough to, let me be real here, with friends in real life and family, if we are even blessed enough to have any of that that's manageable and healthy enough to be around. Because Destiny is a great game, coping mechanism at times. But I think for me, it's not letting it become an eclipse over other games even that you could be trying and playing. I was telling Travi, and I lied, I said that'd be the final point, but this
I love it. Keep going. Slay King.
That's why you're seeing people get so excited this week with like Astrobot coming out on PlayStation 5 and the new Warhammer Space Marine game. not everything needs to be a straightforward single player incredible platformer like Astrobot, or the tight kind of like Gears of War 15-hour campaign that you're getting with Space Marine. Like there's stuff like there's a balance. I think being able to enjoy live service games, but like still dipping your toes into that pool of like finite experiences, I have found in seasons I've taken away from playing Destiny to be incredibly helpful. Um, to not only appreciating what this game that we love, Destiny, encompasses, and how baffling of a product it is for what it provides, will probably go down to history as an insular product to ever achieve something of this magnitude. Um,
Yeah, people still are trying to make Destiny clones, and they're all still bad. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I don't want to go too deep into that because that's another conversation, and I've mentioned it before. But like, Destiny really does have some magic technology that allows Destiny to be exactly how it is, and there's certain functions and parts of it that other companies have tried to figure out, and they don't have the resources to do it. They can't figure it out, the special magic that Destiny has in a lot of its systems, and it's the way it goes.
yeah. So thanks to everybody for listening to this fireside chat at the near end of the universe. If you enjoyed what you saw with that dual Destiny content in the background, I'll just say keep an eye out for my name and LFG, the Big John Bowski. Like I love playing this game with people, and I love helping people who are maybe even shy or uncomfortable with doing like the two-player content. I know this was a big talking point when it first came out. So if you see me out and about in the LFG and you just want some chill avenues to get the exotic class items, feel free to join up.
Yeah. Well, this was a really fun conversation, really fun, and also a fun game play we did there, doing the dual Destiny. Woo! Yeah, if this is a video on YouTube and somebody listened this far, we're like over 40 minutes in. You're amazing. I appreciate you spending your time here, listening to this, watching this. Yeah, and I hope it finds you well, and yeah, enjoy your, and I hope you enjoy your life and your time gaming. And yeah, all the points John mentioned, yeah, excellent. And maybe this will happen again at some point, and we'll have some fun conversations. Okay, bye.
See ya.